But swimming wasn't the only thing to do at the beach. We sat on the sand and gazed at the setting sun. You know, this would have been perfect CGI moment. Why? Where are they? It really is. This beautiful blue view was occurring right next to my house almost daily. But I had never once considered going out and admiring the sunset because there's a more beautiful view to the left of the sun. And it won't blind you like the sun or give you skin cancer, even though it's so beautiful. I almost couldn't believe that I had passed right by without taking notice for so long. I pulled Yorihime gently into me, and we rested our forehead on my, and she rested my forehead on her shoulder, my shoulder. We weren't doing anything at all, but I was almost alarmed by the joy blooming inside of me. I never knew this could be so fun, the theme park included. You've actually been teaching me a lot, in that sense. We'd also talked about that the other day. Yorihime pressed her hand on my chest. I looked at her ample chest from a high angle and gulped heavily. Yorihime. She had her eyes closed and I moved in without hesitation for a kiss. Her soft lips sparked a blinding white sensation behind my closed eyes. Wait. Her soft lips sparked a blinding white sensation behind my closed eyes. My love for her billowed and seemed to smother me. She took a deep breath and looked at me with glossy eyes and gently brushed cheeks. I want you, Yorihime. I found myself saying that, but I followed up with an explanation, thinking that might not have been enough. I want to make love to you. Her lips were trembling. My face was probably brick red as well. Brick red. Usually it's bright red. I thought I was tripping when I saw brick red, and then I had to do a double take. Can we tonight? She nodded without a single word. I'll go over to your house around about 9 p.m. As if overcome with embarrassment and anticipation, she buried her face into my shoulder. I turned back to the sky and admired the setting sun. Yeah, it's not as beautiful anymore now that there's no girl next to it. It was a bit awkward walking home. We held on tightly to each other's sweaty hands, almost with enough force to slip. And we didn't speak a word or make eye contact. We walked the deserted path, with only the sound of our footsteps. That was only the vibe. My heart, of course, was brimming with love. I called out to her from the door at the time we arranged. She responded right away. Evening. She was down on the floor, sitting formally on her knees. I sat down next to her on a pillow. I thought she was averting her eyes in shyness, but she pressed her forehead to the floor in a deep formal bow. Oh, yeah, let's. Come on, this isn't work or anything. I laughed and her face relaxed somewhat. Yeah, me too. I had never experienced such a burgeoning lust for something. Not even my arrogate. Never mind. I wanted to make the girl I loved mine. The desire threatened to drive me insane. But I would make that a reality right now. That joy was clouding my mind, and it seemed like my consciousness would melt and drift away. She indicated toward the bedroom. I had seen her sleeping space from the outside, but had never entered it until now. She sat Caesar-style on her futon, squeezing her legs tightly together. There were two of us on a futon meant for one. It felt odd somehow. She still wouldn't make eye contact. Copulate. Her literal phrasing made it seem so real. My heart hammered away in my chest. Yeah, right. I looked at the clothes she was wearing. It was like a kimono, and honestly, I couldn't really imagine how to take it off. She nodded with bright red cheeks, and put her left hand to her sleeve. Yeah. I turned my back to her, and heard the rustling of fabric behind me. The sound made my heart start pounding. Oh, yeah, me too. I whipped my shirt off, and after thinking about it for a second, decided to leave my pants on. It was still too soon. She indicated that she was ready, and I turned to face her. I went back to my house real quick to take a shower. Honestly, all I'm just gonna say, a bad H scene is one that lasts too long. Like, I'm not gonna fucking sit around and watch 2 CGs for an hour and a half long, motherfucker. Like, there is a time and there's no reason for you to do that. You didn't need to go more than 2 rounds, even after the fucking first time it was too long. Jesus Christ. And the worst part is that there's more than one H scene in these fucking routes. I can only hope that it isn't as long. After we finished, she had encouraged me to get in the bath first, but I couldn't just leave her in that filthy state. I asked her if she would like to join me, though. There is a nude sprite. It is. We had bared everything to one another, so I didn't feel that way at all.
お風呂は明るいですから。
Well, not to be a naysayer, but the room we just did it in was plenty bright, and a beautiful naked body was more than visible. It wasn't even naked, she still had her fucking kimono on. She's more naked now than she was before. But I couldn't dictate her feelings. Okay, I'll head back to my place for a shower. I'll be back in about 30 minutes.
はい。
Hello?
どうぞ。
And just as when I had come at 9 p.m. before, Hirohime was again waiting for me on her knees. Once I sat down, she bowed deeply to the floor again.
あの。
When she returned to her seating position, she was blushing and glancing over her sleeping area. Glancing to her sleeping area.
これで正真正銘の夫婦。他人ではなくなったわけですから。それで改めてのご挨拶をと思いまして。
Oh, yeah, sure. I didn't know just how important sex was for a man and a woman's relationship. But we had revealed everything to one another and connected in the deepest way possible. The importance of that was paramount. I would like to as well. We exchanged our hopeful wishes for a pleasant relationship. And wanted our night to last, which is why I returned. But it seemed like it gave the night a But it seemed like it gave the night a note of finality. It was basically just time to sleep. What time was it even? What time is it?
もう1時に近いです。
Whoa. So it's that late, huh? It didn't register that so much time had passed. Of course, that was because we had lost ourselves in our passionate sex. Yeah, our hour-long hate scene. Well, I guess we should get to sleep. We have work tomorrow.
私も眠くなってしまいました。失礼を。
Even after crossing such a profound line together, she couldn't forget her manners. Is your futon okay? It's not wet, is it?
ただ替えがあるのでさっき取り替えました。
Okay, good. I had the urge to sleep together, but she might still be shy. I stood up to leave as I thought that to myself. Okay, see you tomorrow. You didn't have to show me out. She nodded.
お別れのキスを。
I embraced her hips and gently moved my lips to hers. My lips to hers.
安眠のおまじないですね。
She had said something similar earlier today. I guess it's like a cure-all.
そういうことです。
For me too. She nodded happily as I said that.
では、おやすみなさい。
Night. 7:14. Morning arrived. Ow. I ached, or I felt heavy rather, mostly around my waist. Huh? I waited in front of my house and saw Yorihime floating in the air at the bottom of the stairs. I figured she wouldn't risk doing this on the property, but I didn't think she had ever done this before. She landed just outside the gate and walked onto the street to meet me. I noticed her stumble a little bit.
おはようございます。
Morning, something wrong? Her voice seemed a little off as well.
あ、実は、
She was shyly fumbling her words, then moved into a whisper to me.
筋肉痛です。階段を降りるのはちょっと辛そうだったので、ついズルをしてしまいました。
I knew the reason without asking. It made sense girls would have that issue. My body feels like lead.
そうでしょうね。だってユウタさんの方がずっと激しく。
Yeah, but maybe you should have halved that time, you know? Yeah, haha. We grinned at each other, our cheeks blushing. I knew we needed to get going, but standing there and sharing this moment was making it hard to take a step.
起きてからというもの、早くあなたの顔が見たくて仕方なかったのに。いざこうしてお天道様のもとで顔を合わせてみると、もう恥ずかしくて。
She glanced over shyly at me as she spoke. Yeah, I feel the same way. The day was so bright and energized, irrespective of the vivid memory of our vigorous lovemaking last night. And also, I could clearly visualize that she had hidden under those clothes. That made me blush once more.
今朝は早起きしてシーツを洗ったのですが、その時ももう恥ずかしくて。
Why?
赤いシミが。
Oh. After the words left her mouth, she turned bright red and squirmed. She was so cute in that state, and if she wasn't sore and exhausted, I would have swept her off her feet. Wait a sec. There's something more important than her soreness. Wait, hang on. If she wasn't sore and exhausted, I would have swept her off her feet. I don't see how that makes sense. Oh, the time. We gotta go. Just as I began to run. Ow, ow, ow. I put my hand on my lower back and groaned.
大丈夫ですか?
Yeah. Sheesh. This is pathetic. I try to take PE class seriously, too. Well, I certainly didn't do a repeated thrusting motion in class. Well, we'll have enough time. Even if we don't run. Let's just walk quickly.
はい。では、私が背中を支えてあげます。
Huh? You don't have to do that.
これが走行の妻です。
Was that a joke? If she was willing to, then I had no reason to refuse.
筋肉痛はこの辺ですか？
Yeah. Her soft hand pressing against my lower back felt great.
今日はちょっと大変ですね、お仕事。
Maybe. I've been feeling like I weigh a ton since I woke up. Boof. But that it wasn't simply because I was sore. The fact that I lost so much semen, it may have been affecting me too. It's not like blood. What do you mean? Even an energetic teenager like myself, having that much sex, you know.
その点は私と逆なんですね。痛みの割に背中に羽が生えたみたいで。
Maybe she drained my sexual energy.
たっぷり精力をいただいたせいでしょうか。
Well, you weren't far off.
あら、私ったら変なことを。おほほほほ。
But she's not a succubus. Haha. We must have seemed like a weird couple, laughing with such intensity, faces bright red. But it was so much fun. And sure enough... Sorry we're late. We walked fast at first, but our pace gradually got slower. Morning!
本当にすみません。
No, it's fine. I got nothing to do here alone, but hey. What's the matter, Yuta? You seem a little slow on your feet. I had a strenuous workout last night. Strenuous workout? Swimming. Oh. Howard's eyes widened after I shouted for no apparent reason. At night? You swam in the ocean? Yeah, right. Oh, that's pretty scary. Even a strong young swimmer shouldn't be out at night. I'll be careful. It's a little creepy around here at night, too. Creepy? Oh, you didn't hear it last night? Oh, yeah. I didn't know what she was referring to, but I nodded to go along with it. See that little island over there? Hamada pointed out toward the sea. She was pointing at a small rocky island. It was fairly close to the shore, and probably within swimming distance. It's called a triumphal arch? Triumphal arch, I think. I wouldn't call the arch in my back triumphal, though. Yep. Because of its shape. With the wind blowing at night, you can hear a whistling sound. Whoa, I never knew that.
ちょっと見てみたいですね。
Wanna go sometime soon? It's close enough to swim.
そうですね。では、泳ぎに不安がなくなったら。
Sure. Well, how about we get to work then, huh? Yes. It was only our second day on the job, but Yorihime, with her natural adaptability, was already used to working here. She often called herself clumsy, but she got the knack for it after. But once she got the knack for it, all her problems went out the window. I still made lots of mistakes here and there, but with Hamada right next to me, I was holding the fort. Little avocado, little banana, and here we go. Can you please look here instead of browsing forums on your smartphone? Oh, Yuta, you like mature women? Obviously not. I'm well past maturity. Almost running, you could say. That's not what I meant. I don't mean you're a rotting old lady. Oh? I just meant that you should pay attention to work. I'm still not confident by myself. It's fine. You've got quite the nose for this. Do I really? Yeah, you smell good. What's that even supposed to mean? No, seriously. I think you'd be a decent bar owner someday. She had said the same thing yesterday. Well, yesterday's talk wasn't so much about me, but about how good Yorihime is with customers. Are you even thinking about your future yet? No, not really. Future, huh? Although for my future, it was unthinkable that Yorihime wouldn't be part of it. She was my wife at the end of the day. But I doubt that'd been nagging me before surfaced once more. What was Yorihime planning on doing? Regardless of how infuriated and infatuated we were from completely different worlds. I didn't think we could just leave things to the wind like a normal couple would. Yeah, but she can control the wind, so, you know, we need to sort things out sooner rather than later. Oh, what's with that serious face? Should I not have asked? No, that's not it. There was an important issue with a special person. It wasn't something that could be avoided or ignored. 7:17. Few days later.
ゆうたさん、今日はお仕事が終わったらブティックに付き合ってほしいのですが。
Oh, did your swimsuit arrive?
はい。
Oh, nice. Can't wait for tomorrow.
そうですね。私も早く泳ぎたくて仕方がないような心境でした。
Yeah, that's also true.
もう
You looked so good in your swimsuit before.
以前はそういうことを言ってもらってもいまいちピンとこないところがありましたが、今はあなたの気持ちわかるつもりです。私も成長したということでしょうか。
I giggled and nodded.
あの水着はお店で一番気に入ったデザインでしたけれど、ゆうたさんも気に入ってくれたのでしたら幸いでした。
Yeah, I thought it was great. It was just us three working the restaurant, so there wasn't much time to rest. Yeah, we managed to snack on some leftovers in between customer waves. She had originally told us that we could take breaks in shifts, but we refused. It would have been boring taking a break alone. Mother was even starting to roll her eyes at how lovey-dovey we were. I was eating some curry for lunch when... Oh, you look chipper today, Yori.
わかりますか？
Your smile is much broader than normal. Your smile is much broader than normal. Did something good happen?
ええ、実は明日から泳げることになったんです。
She explained that the swimsuit she ordered had arrived. Oh, I'd like to see that too. You're in a bikini. It'd be a treat for any set of peepers. Hang on a minute. You just hurry up and drink after work. You little... With that attitude, I might break out my own bikini. Please, anything but that. All done.
お疲れ様でした。
We went right over to the boutique after work.
お待たせしました。
Yorihime clutched the shopping bag against her chest.
念のため改めて試着してみたのですが、今度こそバッチリでした。
Good.
明日からはちょっと短い時間ではありますけれど、目いっぱい泳ぎましょうね。
Yeah. 7:18. Good morning.
おはようございます。
Morning. Hamada's eyes darted to the bag that Yorihime held. Is that the new bikini you mentioned?
Hi.
It's gonna look exactly the same as the last one, but it's gonna fit. Unlike the last one. Aha! Can't wait for that. Are you really going to stick around? I just want to get a peek. Well, who wouldn't? I'll skedaddle before I interrupt anything. I've got things to do too, like drinking. Are you just going to drink? This old girl's the Madonna of the night lure. If I'm not there, things don't get heated up. I suppose that was the name of the bar she went to, but Madonna. We entered the shop and started prepping for work. That was just putting on the apron though. When we had come to swim before, we just wore our swimsuits under our clothes, but we couldn't do that this time. It was as though work had been boring until now, but I knew we'd be watching the clock closely today. And work finally came to a close. You two were really itching to get out of here today.
すみません。
Man, it's fine. In your youth, you gotta let loose while you can. Can't be working all the time. Is that how it is? Well, yeah. When I was a fair maiden, I had all the American servicemen here hooting and hollering at me. That sounded like a complete lie. No, maybe. Look, it could also be true. As Granny Hamada promised, she got a quick look at us, got a quick look and left us alone. It had been 10 days since I saw her in a bikini. Just too good. Amazing. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice. I was making up words at that point.
今思えばこの水着。
ん？
ちょっと大胆すぎたでしょうか。
I don't know. It looks amazing. I don't know. It looks amazing on you. It was pointless comparing her to other people. But there wasn't another bombshell on this beach. After working a few days, I could say that for sure. So, did you take your time putting it on?
ええ、思っていた以上に綺麗な更衣室でした。
Well, that's good. Okay, let's go swimming.
Hi.
We ran down to the shore hand in hand. We hadn't even gotten in the water yet, but I was having the time of my life. $7:25. Is it fucking raining and shit? Whoa, look at this rain. This is new. I hurried to shut my window. As the recent weather reports had claimed, a typhoon had hit us. Actually, not so new. But the background is... I don't think we've seen before. The typhoon thing, not so much. We had talked yesterday that if the typhoon came, we'd close up shop for the day. And Yorihime and I decided that we would do that. We would do in that case. What we would do in that case. If we're off work tomorrow, can you help me with my homework?
構いませんよ。
To be honest, I'm completely lost.
それは私も同じですね。
Really?
なぜ意外そうに返すのですか？
Just for some reason. You're always so diligent and stuff.
でもわかると思いますよ。だって一日の大半を一緒に過ごしているわけですから。
Well, yeah. So today was to be a homework day. It somehow got decided that we would come here to my room. I felt kind of bad for making her come. All it would take was a minute for her to get soaked outside. She has powers. She can use the wind to not get wet. Unlike you, you'd get completely soaked. I jumped up thinking that it would be best for me to just get over there first, but come in.
こんにちは。
Oh, you got all wet. I'll bring you a towel.
いえ、大丈夫です。
You know, you could have just said, "Oh, you didn't get wet. How is that?" And then there wouldn't be this weird, like, she doesn't have a wet sprite. Of course she doesn't, because why would she? That's too unique of a sprite to give to a character in their route. Huh, really? I looked closer and saw that she wasn't politely refusing, but rather wasn't wet in the slightest. Okay, thank you.
新規で空気の層を作って濡れないようにしましたから。
I was gonna say, if they didn't use her, the first thing we saw of Yorihime was using her powers to stop Yuta from getting hurt falling from a tree. So if she couldn't even use her powers to stop her from getting wet in the rain, what was the point? What was the point of showing off her powers, you know? Oh, I see. Okay, hang on a second. I'll bring something to drink. We sat on opposite sides of my glass table. Alright, let's do it. I tried my best to get pumped up, and got as far as opening the textbook, but what happened first was... Bro. Not homework, actually. We could just start this up now. Virtually no homework had occurred yet. Yorihime, we shouldn't.
でも、もうちょっとください。
Her voice was unusually needy, sending shivers down my spine. Despite my opposition, it seemed like her kissing got more intense. Fortunately, the bed was right next to us. What was I so happy for? This wasn't the time. Maybe this is the time you stop seeing Yorihime as this pure girl who is ignorant to sex and realize that she's a fucking pervert. Just because she doesn't show it all the time doesn't mean she doesn't read smut every single day of the fucking year. Yuta, you've seen the material she reads. You got some of the books that you've read some of them. Reason finally resigned in my urges, and I pulled away from her. We'd only been sitting, but here we were out of breath. we should start, okay?
そうですね。きちんと宿題もしませんと。
Yeah. We managed to put a damper on the sexual tension we built up.
学校というところは随分と宿題が出るものなのですね。私、ちょっと驚きました。
Our school's at a high level. Most students go on to university.
みたいですね。クラスのお友達から進路の話を聞いたりしますが、だいたい進学のようでした。
Oh, right. I should ask her today. What's she gonna do after high school? Hirohima seemed highly academic, and since she was so helpful, I got a huge chunk of work done today. Once we were almost ready for a break, I asked her, "Hey, Hirohime, I wanted to ask you something."
何でしょうか?
About after school. Or, I mean, for the future. What are you planning?
もちろん、ひゅうたさんのお嫁さんになります。ああ、もうなっていましたね。
I'm happy about that. But what I was asking was a little bit different. I mean, you came here from another world, so I was wondering what's gonna happen in regards to that. He nodded with a stern look.
実を言えば、一つだけ問題があります。私が人間のあなたのもとに嫁ぐこと、それ自体は何ら問題はないのですが、その代償として私は神気を戻さなくてはなりません。カンナビ岳を中心に五十里四方を守護するという使命。私は立場上その中心にいるわけですが、その中心たる力を返さなければならないのです。そうすることで次の姫が生まれることができます。
Ah, I see. Like you're passing the baton.
ええ。ですので、降下の際は私はもう女神ではなく、ヒュータさんと同じ人間ということになります。
I was more than a little surprised to hear that. I see. Are you gonna miss it?
ちっとも。だってあなたのもとに嫁ぐわけですから。
No, I feel it would be less convenient being a goddess. Considering that she has to hold her fucking shawl all the time. Hearing how trusting and loyal she was made me vow once more to match that devotion and make this woman happy.
それで、問題はカンナビ岳なのですが。
Like, the goddess's powers center around a thin piece of cloth that you need to have with you at all times, or else you will be as useless as a human. As powerless as a human. Useless? Not so much. Anyway. There was more to this. I kept my composure.
今思えば、私がこちらに来られたのは、あなたとの絆があったからでしょう。
Bond? You mean the pact?
ええ。それがなかったら、おそらく来られなかったはずです。なぜって、女神と人間をつなぐよすがである山頂のご神体はあんな状態になっていたわけですから。そうした事情は次の姫にとっても同じことですが、運命のように人間の人とちぎりを交わせるともちょっと思えないので。
I see. I was starting to see the bigger picture. Which means in order for you to pass the baton to the princess, you have to revive the Shimenawa event.
ええ。それで私も安心して帰ることができます。
Oh, what, you're going back?
干支の一つが過ぎるまでは。
So a year. She said it humbly with a hint of sadness. One cycle of the sun? You mean 1 year? You mean 1 year? There's no question mark there. You mean 1 year?
はい。新規を返すには、どうしてもそれだけの期間が必要なのです。
There was meant to be a question mark there. You cannot ask that. You cannot say that statement without it being a question. I see. I sighed. A year was a long time. That's really long, right? But, able to plan ahead, she smiled pleasantly at me.
嫁いだ後は、私たちはずっと一緒です。ずーっと。
She held her head high, taking comfort in her optimism.
そのための助走のようなものですよ。
Yeah.
私、東雲学園は卒業するまではいるつもりです。せっかくですからね。
Okay. It was only delaying the inevitable year we would have spent apart. It was only delaying the inevitable year we would have to spend apart, but I was still relieved. If she left right after the event in September, then that would only be 2 more months together. I didn't think I could bear that. Once the afternoon came, the typhoon cleared up. The typhoon cleared up right away into a crisp, warm sky. You know, it's summer break. And it's summer break and all, so I think we can call it quits for homework.
そうしましょう。
I really made progress thanks to you. This was way more fun. This was way more than I thought. So let's stop.
お役に立ったのであれば幸いです。
It was easy to change first, so we put our swimsuits on before heading out.
朝とは打って変わって快晴になりましたね。
Don't bring up Noah's Ark. Hirohime looked up at the sky with joy. It was hot outside, and the street was already almost dry.
浜辺はどうでしょうね。お客さんはいるでしょうか。
Probably, considering how nice it is now. Or so I thought. There was hardly anyone. All the beach shops were closed, so that might have been a reason. Plus, it was pretty late already.
なんだか貸し切りみたいでいいですね。
Which means H scene. I can already see it coming. I can already see him coming. Never mind. Totally. We began our afternoon swim in the open ocean. Oh, Hirohime, your swimming has improved.
コーチのおかげです。
She said as much, but it wasn't like I was an Olympic swimmer. She was just a fast learner, adaptive. So, want to try going to that island? There's the arch or whatever she was talking about.
そうですね。行けるでしょうか。
Oh, they're gonna have a hate scene on the island. Well, they did bring it up, so of course they would. It looks pretty close, so yeah. I didn't feel apprehensive about our total trek.
ゆうたさんがそう言うなら、ではちょっと休憩して、それから行きましょう。
Yeah. It's a little inconvenient with the shops closed. We can't rent chairs or anything.
代わりになるものでしたら提供してあげられますが。
Huh? Bro, it's pretty obvious what she means. She giggled and took my hand. Alright, I already used the CG, I can't do it again. She stroked my hair with her soft, tender hand. That just felt nice enough to put me to sleep. It's not just a replacement, but way better than any chair. She did this for me when I almost drowned as well. Although at the time, I wasn't in any position to enjoy it. But now I could relax and relish the sensation.
眠たくなったらそのまま寝てしまってもいいですからね。
Yorihime is such an amazingly nice girl. But if you hold me for too long, your knees are gonna start aching.
正座には慣れていますから。
Of course she is. Still, we had a swimming mission to complete today. We had a swimming mission to complete today. Hence I cut our break a little short and got us back to the water. The distance was almost laughable, and even two beginner swimmers made it with energy to spare.
ずいぶん素敵なところなんですね。ちょっと意外でした。
Yeah, I wonder if anyone else is here. I listened closely, but didn't pick up anything in the area.
誰もいないみたいですね。
It's probably more crowded usually, but there's so few people today.
プライベートビーチのようでいい気持ちです。
You already said that. Yeah. We looked for the triumphal arch, hands clasped firmly together. Is this it? It was a little lamer than I expected. It seemed that was our original intent in coming here, but the private island was still so thrilling. We sat down on a small shore, waves lapping against our feet. Of course they'd be fucking making out. We started making out the first chance we got. We had to cut it short during our homework session, so we were feistier than usual. Bro, she's hornier than Karen. Obviously, that makes sense. We're facing away from the coast, so no one's gonna see us here. We're looking out to the horizon. I didn't even see any ships. It actually felt like we were out in the middle of the sea, on a deserted island. That would be terrifying. Under the blue sky, clad in only our swimsuits, kissing passionately. I never thought how arousing it could be. I never knew how arousing it could be. Out of my trunks, my member was already trying to break free. We were kissing really sloppily, so our mouths glistened with spit. Yorihime's eyes were moist and yearning, emitting a lustful shine. We had made love many times since losing our virginity. When she got this look on her face, I knew that the fires of desire were lit within her, and I was already well past the point of no return. Hang on, what did he say? We had made love many times since losing our virginity. You know what? I'm not surprised that they have, because the first hate scene was an hour fucking long. Like I said, if this hate scene is as long or any longer, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Should we do it here? I called it too, by the way. Normally, I was sure she would have she would have had second thoughts. But the aroused Yorihime couldn't resist the urge either.
私たちが夫婦になったということを知って、ゆりちゃんのお母様が、
He fumbled strangely over her words, but continued.
アドバイスをくれたんです。
Was this before or after you fucked? Advice? It's like, why wouldn't she have brought this up before, you know? Her cheeks reddened.
アドリアーネ様曰く、円満にやっていくための秘訣とのことなのですが。
A blowjob. A paizuri.
私、バス
Oh, it was the second one. Oh. Second time's a charm, or whatever. And she has two of them, so it makes sense. She wasn't bragging about it at all, rather just stating it nonchalantly.
だったら、そのおっぱいを使ってあげなさい、などと言われてしまって。
But she would have said that after they did it the first time, because she didn't bring it up the last time. Right? Use those titties. That alone was a vague statement, but it had a pleasant ring to it.
それで、教えていただいたんです。模型を使って実演までして。
Of course she did. Demonstrated with a model. This was sounding better and better.
それ、試してみますか?
Yeah. I didn't quite grasp her words, but there was no way agreeing to it. It could be bad.
わかりました。では、横になってください。仰向けに。
Oops. I obeyed and Yorihime quickly entered my shorts.
失礼しますね。
Oh. I think I like being undressed by her.
いつもと立場が逆ですね。
You're only removing one article of clothing. It's not that... Yeah, I don't think it's that deep.
こうしてみると、あなたが私の服を脱がしたがる気持ち、わかる気がします。
It'd be hotter if there was more clothing to remove, but it's not that... It's like 2 at most. Huh?
だってなんだかとてもドキドキしてしまって。
Her eyes had that lusty sheen again. Indeed, it was easier to have her clothes removed. To have your clothes removed for you. But I was always the one undressing her when we were beginning. When we got busy. I guess that goes for all guys. Or does it? It's hard to say. Once the string was undone on my shorts, I lifted my waist up.
この引っかかっているの、おちんちんですか?
What else would it be?
すごい。もうこんなに。
Being totally naked from the waist down, Bona pointing to the blue sky, was intensely arousing.
確かにこんなに大きいなら挟めるのかしら。
Huh?
では失礼しますね。
She spoke softly to me, and laid her soft body down on my crotch. All of her body? Or you mean...